up guys, it's your girl Vanessa here coming at you with another video. Don't forget to like the video if you like the daggone video. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share, and let's get on with the video. This one's gonna be a little bit of a kind of like a topic, sit down, talk to you guys video. So if you don't like videos like this one, then you know, keep it moving. Seriously guys, what I want to talk to you all about is intermittent fasting. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions about whether I do intermittent fasting. Is it something that I have tried before, all this, that, and so I'm going to talk to you guys about my personal experience with intermittent fasting, what I learned, and what if I do it now. One thing I want to say is that I heard about intermittent fasting actually through the Hodge twins when their channel was like more fitness related, and so that was kind of like a while ago, I guess. But so I started intermittent fasting a while ago and I tried it out, and now I kind of do kind of like, I guess, a version or not as strict of a version of intermittent fasting. Now, the only reason I guess I would call it intermittent fasting is because I kind of I just don't eat breakfast at a certain time, and I kind of fit my meals in a different time. But the only reason I do that is because I have Invisalign and I have to fit my meals in a certain time because of Invisalign. Intermittent fasting, if no one has heard about it, is just basically a time period in which you can eat. That's pretty much all it is. So some people will try to fit like 2 hours of eating in their day, or 4 hours or 6 hours or 8 or whatever. Usually I think people range from like 4 to 6 hours, and that's when they fit the bulk of their calories and their food. For me, when I first started doing intermittent fasting, that's kind of like how I did it. And so I was kind of like training my body to skip pretty much breakfast and then only eat for I think I was only shoving meals in between like 4 to 6 hours, and that's kind of how like I was doing it. Now, did I see any type of tremendous like crazy results? Not really. I don't think that it's gonna make a huge difference in terms of your fat loss. Like they said before, there is research that there really is no proof stating that meal timing has made a huge difference versus like not meal timing. Now, to be honest, what does matter is you getting in the right amount of calories that you need to get into for the day or for the week, really. That's something I want you guys to pay attention to, is that it really doesn't matter necessarily the time in which you take your meals. I mean, there is kind of a little bit of like certain things that maybe you for pre-workout and post-workout, you might want to have like this amount of carbs and this amount of protein, etc., just so that you can actually perform well in the gym and post the gym. So that's something to think about. But for the most part, right now, what I do with intermittent fasting is, and I don't really consider it intermittent fasting either. I just only have 2 hours in my entire day to eat. And the only reason I do that is because I have to wear my Invisalign retainers for 22 hours in 24 hours, which 24 hours is a day, right? So that's the only reason why I guess you can say I practice intermittent fasting, is because I only have 2 hours of my day to eat food, and I like to eat. So I try to eat as much in small amount of times in meals. Usually how I really police, really? This is how I kind of do it. So I kind of like break down my meals by 30-minute increments. Now, keep in mind that that may not work for everybody, but this is the only method that I think works for me particularly. I usually do like big meals throughout my day because that's what works for me, and that's what, just with this Invisalign and me trying to figure out when to eat meals, that's just when it works. Now, I'm not saying that I only eat within a 2-hour period. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that I usually don't necessarily eat breakfast until later in the day, like around 11 to 12 o'clock. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't eat breakfast and breakfast is bad for you or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. It's just for me personally, my day is really hectic. I'm like literally shooting out the door in the morning. I don't have time to eat breakfast, like sit down and eat my breakfast, even though I wish I enjoyed. But another thing too is that on the weekends, especially when I do, I guess, intermittent fasting or whatever, I usually wake up really late. So regardless, a lot of the time throughout my day is kind of cut off because I do wake up late. I like my sleep, what can I say? Do I think that intermittent fasting for some reason has brought me some kind of crazy results? I personally don't think so. Now, other people are going to have different experiences, and that's cool because we're all different, right? So this is just kind of my experience with it. I don't think that it created any type of like crazy fat loss or burning or you know, jump started my metabolism or screwed up my metabolism. I just think it's just a way that people are trying to describe a way that people are eating, and it's just kind of like fitting your meals in a certain time frame. And if you guys have tried it, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section. You know, let's try to start a conversation. I would really love to hear what you guys, like what your experiences were, or maybe if you haven't heard about intermittent fasting, maybe asking questions. I mean, I'm not super like an expert in intermittent fasting, so I can't answer everyone's questions, but I have done intermittent fasting, like literally like how it's supposed to be done. And I am kind of doing a form of intermittent fasting now, and not necessarily by choice, but it's just because I have to. So I really hope this video was informative for you guys. I hope that you guys learned something, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them in the comments section. Don't forget to like the video. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.